I'm letting whatever the hell is gonna come through to come through. I have gotten so many downloads, so many epiphanies, had so many revelations, have gained so much clarity over the past 24 hours alone. It's unreal. And if this is your first time seeing me, what's up? This your girl Mo, and you found this video because you need to act like you know that this is your show. So let's go. Give me that sub. We're on the road to 100K. And I started this video once, and then I realized I needed to put my downloads on my other phone so I could look at them. So that could be significant, you know, just the whole redirection of everything, because I was like 3 minutes in, and then I was like, no, damn, I forgot. I had to stop. Then I went to go pee. I recentered myself, and then I heard this message is going to be really powerful. So maybe it will. Allow me to be a mirror for you right now. Because whenever I get in front of this camera, it's always like a release for me. I'm super present. I feel everything that I'm saying. I can hear it. It's like I just enter into a whole new realm when I get these messages and I get these downloads. And I was really triggered. Like yesterday, I cried like 3 times. Like I literally cried like 3 times yesterday. Because I was just allowing myself to fall victim to being in this void state that I've been mentioning for the past couple of messages. Like, I just been feeling like I'm in this void where it's like I'm not quite my new self, I'm not quite my old self, but I'm also like just here. Like I'm just here, and it's really uncomfortable, and the universe has kind of forced me to sit with myself and unpack and become more in tune with myself. Like I said, this period right now that a lot of you guys are experiencing, that a lot of us are experiencing, because I'm right here with y'all, is forcing you to introspect deeper. Like I said, I seen that triangle in my head, the upside down triangle. So it's like it could seem very surface level, but it everything, this pause, this stagnancy, this realignment that that your soul is going through right now is for deeper introspection, so you can become more aligned with the version of yourself that has everything that you want. Literally, that has everything that you want. And I just had to get real with the fact that, like, dude, I try to act like the toughest girl ever. Like, I try to act like I am strong as bones. I got this armor up. Like, my heart's cold. I'm tough. I'm strong. Like, can't stop shit. But it's like, at the end of the day, I had just been I allowed myself to be really triggered. I allowed someone to really, really trigger me yesterday. And I had to realize, like, yo, I'm emotional. Like, everything I'm trying to run from is literally who I am. Like, I'm very emotional. I'm mad petty, overly dramatic, super sensitive. But like we talked about in the last message, sensitive, delicate, not like a flower, more like a bomb, right? Like an atomic weapon of mass destruction. And I'm cool with that. Like, for a long time, I wanted to be the person who was strong, right? Who looked strong. The one who wouldn't cry when she felt like she had the urge and desire to cry. The one who wouldn't express herself when she felt like she needed to express herself. But now I'm realizing that, you know, even referencing the last video, is like I was just acting like I was strong. I was not embodying strength. To be strong is to be aware of who you are and to live authentically in that shit, unapologetically. And I am. And how I am, I feel good about it. I feel free. I feel like something has been lifted up over me. And you could have gained a lot of clarity over these past 48 hours, specifically when it comes to old relationships or the closing out of cycles. Like I've been saying, completing cycles in this year specifically. A lot of people have no choice but to go. Like, a lot of people, you aligned with them so they could awaken something in you. And that was the purpose of that connection. The purpose for a lot of the connections that you've experienced this year were to awaken something in you, to activate something in you, and then you needed to be on your way. A lot of this collective is avoidant as hell. right? I know specifically for me, very avoidant is something that I have been running from as well. The fact that I'm avoidant, like super avoidant, for as vulnerable as I can be, for as open as I can be, for as open as my conduit, as my vessel can be for vulnerability. And what's the opposite of avoidant? Whatever the opposite of avoidant is, right? I'm so closed off. And I really had to get real with myself yesterday, because like I said, I allowed someone to trigger me, and it was someone from the past, really, but it's a specific, like, it's a very unique circumstance that I was struggling to get over, to process, because when it comes to me and certain connections in my life, all the connections in my life that are real, raw, and true, they're soul-led. You know, and you could be someone like this too, where it's like your soul, your energy is very selective and picky. You take to certain people and you just don't take to certain people. Like, you are friends, you could be friends with a brick wall if the brick could talk back. Like, you could literally, I'm talking to people who are overly charismatic, who are overly magnetic, but that gift has been condemned and shamed within you as you were growing up. I just heard childhood trauma. So, and even that's something I was getting into yesterday, trying to unpack, like, where does this avoidant nature in me come from? You know, because like 98% of our issues come from childhood, truthfully. Like, they do. And it's irritating because that's something I didn't have control over. And it's annoying. But now when you, as a conscious adult, take the brave decision, the risk, the leap to dive into the depths of yourself, it can be painful. It can be very, very painful to face some of the parts of yourself that you've repressed for years, like literal years. And all of that could be coming up right now, especially in relation to your childhood and you feeling like you are, avoidant when it comes to friendships and relationships specifically. I had to realize that, like, I'm an all or nothing type of person. And yesterday I was kind of just like, why am I like that? And when I mean all or nothing, right, it is very much like when I am in a connection with someone, I give my all, and then when I feel as though there has been something, I don't know what that something is, but when I feel like a line has been crossed, I will completely withdraw. Because there's certain things that people have done and said to me that I would never even fix my lips to think or express to certain people, you know? And that's why I'm saying, like, for as deep as your connections may have felt this year, it does not mean that they were intended to last a lifetime. And that's a hard, painful lesson that I am learning. And even, you know, after I had my little cry session yesterday, and I'm really just thinking, I had called Jai, and I was just telling him about what had happened, and he's like, Jalen, and you all need a friend, someone in your life that can see through your own bullshit, right? Like, everyone needs one person in their life that they can go through, who they know is gonna keep it a stack with them, regardless of if you wanna hear it or not. And he goes, Jalen, respectfully, like, I don't know why you allow people to get in your head and manipulate you the way they do. I said, whoa, manipulation, get in my head, what are you talking about? And he goes, Jalen, were you not there? Because what had triggered me was something from the past. And he goes, Jalen, were you not there when everything happened? Like, do I gotta remind you what happened and why everything played out the way it did? Like, do I gotta remind you, like, what happened? I'm confused. What's up? And he goes, anyone who's deserving to be in your energy is still in your energy. That is your confirmation. Understand that anyone in this season in your life who is still in your energy is deserving to be in it. Anyone who is not worthy enough, is not deserving enough to be around you and your energy and your presence. You need to act like you know that this is your show. You need to act like you know that you're all or nothing if you resonate with me with that, when it comes to this all or nothing personality trait that you may feel as though it's kind of daunting. It's kind of like, it may bother you. Like, why do I act like this? Why can't I just be a normal or regular person? It is a survival strategy, dude. It's a survival strategy. A lot of us were hurt in our past. A lot of us were hurt in our childhood, let down by caregivers, let down by people who we looked up to. That hurts, and it ingrains a different level of, it ingrains a different hardware in you when you have been let down, betrayed, and hurt from a young age. And for me, I have this like hyper loyalty thing. If you get it, you live it. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I just got a crazy vision of me like on a swing at my old childhood house. So that could be significant for someone who just kind of distracted the hell out of me. Love for a lot of this collective is very sacred. It is a very sacred thing, which can make betrayal for us feel very catastrophic. A lot of us are healing and have healed from being betrayed by partners, family members, people that we really loved and admired, adored, looked up to, favored. A lot of us, we don't really do the casual connection type of thing. You know, a lot of our loyalty is very extreme. So the hurt that we feel when we are betrayed is extreme as well. And that could be where the all or nothing pull is coming from, because we don't do simple connections. We do soul-based connections. This collective is deep. The deeper your attachment, the deeper the pain, and the faster you shut the door. It's not dramatic, it's proportional. And that's what you need to understand about you. And that's what I had to understand about myself, is that my feelings are not dramatic. 12:12 on the clock. Your feelings are not dramatic. They just don't feel as deep as you. They just maybe don't have as much depth as you. And they definitely do not have the same perspective as you. And your perspective is your superpower. To all my projectors in the human design, yeah, your perspective is what you're gonna get paid for in this lifetime. Your perspective is what makes people understand you, and it also is what makes people misunderstand you, because to have a level of depth that you possess is it's not normal. A lot of people are very surface level. And you're someone who is just not. And you have to get real with yourself, and you have to understand the depths of your feelings and the depths of your emotions. A lot of us were trained to self-protect through isolation. So if you're someone who grew up without consistent emotional safety, you became the enforcer, the protector, the one who decides who gets access, and the one who cuts the cord when needed. Kids who didn't have a reliable protection end up becoming the gatekeepers of their own peace, and that is you. So when you cut people off and it feels drastic, I be blocking people. Like I said, I'm dramatic, okay? And I could be dramatic to some people. To me, it's proportional. Like I said, I give you all my energy, and then you go around and do that. Yeah, you gotta block, get off my phone. I don't wanna see anything I don't wanna see anything about you. Out of sight, out of mind. And I definitely do not want you to even be able to keep up with me. Because like I said, you need to be deserving. It's a privilege for people to be in your energy specifically, and you need to act like you know who you are. Act like you know. And I swear people be distraught over that block button, bro. Like, they be distraught about it. And I just be like, shit, my fault. Like, a block to me is like a delete. I don't know. Like, it's the same as delete, unfollow, block. That's it. Like, I don't know. I'm off that, though. Your cutoff, though. When you cut people off, your reflex is saying, I'm not ever abandoning myself ever again. We talked about self-abandoning ourselves in the last video. We talked about how we let people betray us and use us. And me specifically, I've let people take advantage of me, undervalue me, overwork me, underpay me. It's over. Like I said, cycles is closing. Seasons are wrapping up. Seasons are changing. Cycles are closing. Act like you know. that this is the final lap. You're not as avoidant as you think you are, okay? A lot of us, we're not, and even it's like for as closed off as I think I am, it's also a level of discernment that plays into my avoidance, right? Like people with our personality type, we don't tend to have a big circle around us. We don't really entertain the BS and the nonsense. We don't tolerate disrespect, and we genuinely don't do any type of gray area situation, because it's either I rock with you the long way or I don't rock with you at all. You get all of me or you get none of me. I cannot be someone who plays a role. You know, when I say I love you, I mean it. When I feel that, I feel it, and I can't. I don't know how else. Sometimes I have a hard time like showing my love and expressing love and affection, but it's like, I'm telling you I love you, I mean it. Like, I mean it. Sometimes I'm bad at expressing it. Sometimes I may like not get how I really feel across to you, but all that matters is that you know how you feel. And if you can validate your own feelings, you don't need anyone else to validate how you feel. Your system runs like this, all right? This is what came to the conclusion yesterday. If you're safe, you feel safe with people, you're all in. Emotionally safe, spiritually safe, mentally, physically, you're all in. And if you're unsafe, you're out. It's not dysfunction at all. A lot of people may think you're dysfunctional, but you're not. You just gain clarity. You are clarity itself. When you got to understand that, like, your discernment is your superpower. It's your greatest weapon, and it is your biggest strength. When your soul feels like it's time to go, when your soul, you don't know why you got to cut that person off, when you don't know why you got to remove your energy, when you don't know why, but you do it anyway, that's discernment and intuition at hand. Honor it and keep it a push, and don't you dare look back. The thing about me is I was trying to cling on to relationships and friendships, trying to be half in the door, half out the door, when God was telling me, baby, you need to be all the way out the door. All the way out the door. Like I said, it don't matter how deep the connection is. It was intended for it to hit that deep, to strike that chord, for you to activate and go about your way, go about your business. Go about your business, because you got goals to reach, mountains to climb. You got rooms to sit in that are being prepped for you right now that don't got nothing to do with these things, these people, these circumstances, these places that you're clinging on to. And for what? Because the connection had depth. Baby, don't you know you attract what you are? Every connection you really pour into is going to be full of depth. Act like you know. And act like you know when it's time to let it go as well. Protect your peace in this season. Protect your peace. And you need to stop playing about your spirit. Stop playing about your spirit. Thing I had to really get right with is, why do I continuously let the little things slide when I don't ever do little things for other people to let slide? Who am I? If I'm not doing little things, why do I let you do little things to me? And the thing about certain people in my life is that a lot of experiences that I've had with them don't coincide with what my intuition is telling me about them. Like, there's one specific person in my life that I just recently like cut everything off with, and it was a very deep connection. And every experience I had with them, majority of the experiences I had with them were very fruitful, very expansive, very transformative, but my intuition is telling me something completely different. And every single time I pull cards about them, the snake card comes out. I can't make it up. And I don't know why. But I'd be damned to better. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather have the dark, have whatever's done in the dark come to light while I'm in the dark, not while I'm still while I'm in the light, not while I'm still in the dark with them trying to fight my intuition and prove my intuition incorrectly. No. Stop playing about your spirit. Your spirit knows what's for you, and your spirit knows who's for you as well. I don't care if every single time y'all hang out, it's good. It's good energy. It's good vibes. Something in your spirit is like, honor it. And some people aren't going to be able to understand, and a lot of people won't be able to understand. What, you just cutting me off because you feel a certain way? Yeah. Because if I wasn't feeling like that, I wouldn't feel like that. You're going to be stepping into a season. You have already stepped into a season where people aren't going to be able to understand why. they're not going to be able to understand it. And it's not your role to force them to understand. It's not your role to get people to understand you in this season, this timeline that you're on. 1 second, sorry. Here we go. Going back to this all or nothing thing, I was really, really trying to battle with myself. Like, do I want to change this about me? Is it something that I want to work on? Is it something I want to improve on? But I really stood on it. Like, no, I don't. I don't. Because when I'm in every connection I'm in, I give my all. I give my all every single time. Friends, family, I give my all. I give my all. And why I don't want to change this is because a part of me is tied to my self-worth and self-respect. A part of these connections that I've experienced, a part of these, and I said a part of me because every person that I experience, I know that they're a reflection of me. They're a mirror of me in some aspect. And this is really just me experiencing me in a different identity. And when you start to experience life and live from that awareness, life can get fun, but also can get very like, what you here to teach me right now? Like, who sent you? Because this is, but you have to remain neutral in these situations. You have to remain neutral with everything in life. Do not rush to give things meaning. I heard that clear as day. Do not rush to give things meaning in this new season of your life. Do not rush, period, but definitely do not rush to give things meaning. Everything remains neutral until you consciously decide. Not based off of your emotions and your reactions. No. You sit, process how you feel, and then you decide, what is this situation gonna mean to you? I don't care if you're crying, you're sad, you feeling how you're feeling. Let it out. That's energy that's coming out. Let it come out. And then sit and process and decide, what did this situation, what did that cry just mean for me? You got more power than you think. You got way more power than you think. And a lot of these connections that you've attracted where it was very much all or nothing, where you had to cut people off, where you had to prioritize yourself and your needs and your worth, is because you do not beg for space. You don't tolerate half love. You don't chase. You don't keep toxicity is in rotation. And you don't believe in maybe. Okay? And you definitely don't dilute yourself. This trait is both your armor and your crown. It is your protection and your divinity. And you need to continue to use it. The only thing to redefine, if you ever want to, is making sure your cutoff reflexes come from intuition and not trigger. And this specific connection that I had, that was coming back up, that I know is just because it was feelings that were buried in my root that needed to be purged out and come up so I could release it and accept, but not from the place of being triggered, from the place of being neutral. And then I made the decision on what this situation is going to mean for me, and it's liberating. It's liberating because when you decide, when you finally become aware of the fact that you got the power to decide what something means to you, and then when you decide, so it is, baby, you need to act like you know. And all of that, trying to redefine your cutoff reflexes, making sure they come from intuition and not triggered, that's fine tuning, okay? It's not a major transformation overnight. Like, it's not something that you need to completely transform. It's just fine tuning, tweaking it. But the way you fine tune is getting more in tune with yourself, making sure them cutoffs is coming from intuition. I had to go because they were telling me to go. I don't know why, but I'm not questioning the word that I'm hearing, because if it was meant to be anything different, it would have been something different. And it kind of just is what it is. The truth about a lot of us is the fact that we love intensely, we bond very deeply, and we attach soul first. So we are going to protect ourselves with equal intensity because we understand the life force that comes from us when we lead with our soul. And it just is what it is. It's something you got to accept about yourself. It's not weakness, and it's not brokenness either. It is behavior of someone whose heart is too big to let the wrong hands hold it twice. And what did I say? Anyone in this season of your life right now who's in your energy is deserving to be in it. Act like you know who you are. Act like you know who you are. I got so many downloads, so many downloads, so many downloads, and I just want them to all come through. Because it's a lot. It was a lot. I see a table. I wrote a song called Lessons Learned back in maybe June. And one of the lines is, but baby, the thing about me is I built the bridges that I burned and carved, the tables that I will turn. And I will learn the lessons that I need to learn. These seasons that you're stepping into are being built off the back of you. You understand who you are? You understand why all of the things that you've tried to insert yourself in could not go through. You understand why they could not work out. You understand why every single time you tried to sit at someone else's table, God said, God gave you another tool. You understand why when you tried to sit at someone else's table, God gave you another tool, until one day you kept being like, damn, how come I cannot just sit at this table? How come I can't build with these people? How come I can't do this? How come I can't do that? Until you looked to your right and seen that you had a whole toolbox full of tools to build your own table. Don't you understand that you've been being prepped for something bigger than anything that you could have ever imagined? Don't you understand? Can't you understand that you're being prepped for something? Can't you understand? Ooh, I feel it. Can't you understand? I'm talking to one of my friends yesterday, and she ain't even a friend. It's really, but that could be significant too. New love interest, meeting people, really just stepping out your comfort zone, stepping out your body, as you should. Act like you know that this is your show. You don't gotta explain yourself to nobody. This is your show. It's about to begin. It's already begun. That's why you found me. And she says, you know, I was watching this guy and he goes, that vision I had, that vision I got about my future and what I could see, I didn't know that I was going to complete it 30 years later. But I still got that vision. And that's the thing about us, is the fact that we are visionaries. We can see it. We're the innovators. We are the leaders of the next renaissance, right? We part of the MONEYBAGZ collective. That's why you found me, right? You're iconic, right? You're a star, right? You that girl, you that guy, right? Act like you know, right? This is your show, right? He said, I didn't know that I was going to complete that vision and live in that vision 30 years after I got the vision, but I still did it. And that is the truth for a lot of us. We got our big vision. We can see our life in front of us right now, and we want it right now because we can see it in our head. And for us, when we can see it in our head, oh, we know it's already done. But the thing about life is that, yeah, it's already done, but you got to go through the process of getting to it. Because life ain't about the finished result. It's about the project. It's about the process and the lessons learned, right? In the process of getting to that end result. You're being prepped for something that you don't even, like, you can't even begin to understand what it is that, like, you think you know what your assignment is. You think you know what your mission is. You think you know what your purpose is, your role is. Yeah, all right. Give it some time. Let these cycles wrap up. Let that old identity fall off. Let you really start stepping into these rooms that have already been prepped and prepared for you. Let you start signing these contracts that they're writing up right now, but they just don't know who's gonna sign it. But they're writing it up. I just heard script in my head. Yeah, you wanna act? Yeah, they're writing the script for the lead role that you're going to get, but you just don't know it yet. And they don't know that they're writing it for you, but it's being written. Your story is being written right now. Act like you know. Just heard ready, set, go. Track could be significant for someone. I see horses in my head, running, racing. I see a race car track in my head as well. A Porsche could be significant for someone. A blue Porsche could be significant. I see a baby blue Porsche. Lavish ass collective. Very expensive collective. We incarnated here onto earth with a infinity price tag on us. And you thought we weren't gonna have these lavish dreams? These lavish experiences? You thought that all this darkness that you were experiencing was going to be forever? No, it's temporary. Because you're being prepped for things. You're being prepped to build your own table. You're being prepped to not only build your own table, but be able to manage the table and then this other table over here and that table over here. You're being prepped for a higher purpose. For a higher purpose. You are divine by birthright. There's so many things. And I wish I wrote everything down. I know I got more to say. I know I got more to say. I know I got more to come through. Let me pull some cards for right now and see. What is this? Ooh, this is a good one. Yo, another thing about me that I had to realize, like I said, soft, sensitive, delicate, and none of this is toxic, right? Like when I say I'm emotional, I'm sensitive, I'm this, I'm that, I don't got a toxic bone in my body anymore. I used to be that bitch. I used to be really toxic, like really, really. But let's talk about transformation. Let's talk about growth. Come on now. But now it's more so about realizing like who I am. And I have been, for a lot of my life, a lot of people have labeled me unpredictable. And a lot of people have always been like, I can't read you. I can't read you. And my instant reaction to that is always like, why are you trying to read me though? Like, just ask me what you want to know. I'm an open book. I'm an open book. I'm a projector. I love questions. Come on. Like, what's up? And a lot of my tendencies, I've realized, like, for me, right? I don't feel as though my emotions are explosive because I feel them. But what I had to realize is that, get off my phone. Sorry, interruptions, distractions, I'm telling you. Sorry, damn, I hate when people do that. Fuck. Explosive tendencies, right? How I reacted to some things in the past may have been perceived as very explosive. And it's only because they didn't understand the root. And it's not their role to understand the root of that reaction. But I had to realize the flaw in my actions as well, which is the fact that I'm very, I internalize everything. Okay, it could be a Scorpio moon. I hear a Virgo rising, Taurus sun. Interesting. I don't know, could resonate for someone. Just heard May 13th as well. I internalize everything. And what I used to do, and what I still sometimes do, is I peep little things, I'll peep it, or I won't speak up about how I feel, or I won't speak up about what my true needs are. And I'll expect people to just know, and I'll expect people to just be aware until it builds up and it builds up and it builds up and they don't become aware and I don't say anything, and then something happens that is just like the domino effect and I explode and now everyone's blocked. And they're like, whoa, dramatic, explosive. She's like a liability to be around, right? And I'm just sitting here like, how could y'all not see this coming though? But I had to realize that that is my inner child. 333 on the clock, that's my inner child. And as a child, I internalized everything. I had no safe outlet. I had no one to validate and no one to regulate with. I'm an only child who grew up in a single parent household with an emotionally unavailable parent. Okay? Like I said, I'm so soft and delicate, not like a flower, but like a fucking bomb, bro. Because you understand, like, the explosiveness that you may relate to through me isn't impulsivity, it's emotional overflow. And a lot of people could perceive you to be impulsive, to not think about what you do, to just act. But it's like you think about everything you do. You're too strategic, you're too tact. You overthought what you did and still did it. Like, talking about you don't think things through, you're impulsive, you do this, you do that. But it's like, dude, do you know how many hoops I went through my brain before I even made the decision to do this? Oh, I probably think way too much. A lot of us, this internalization of our feelings comes from a struggle to be very vulnerable, right? Like, vulnerability requires believing that if you show up as who you are, you'll hold space for me and you won't harm me, right? If I express a need, you won't abandon me. And if I reveal my softness to you, my vulnerability, you won't weaponize it against me, right? But a lot of us, when we were younger, learned the exact opposite of that. We learned that our feelings were a lot, they were very inconvenient or just downright unwelcomed. And it's not an excuse. It's just a fact of life. It is what it is. Accept that about yourself, though. Accept that you may have had a beautiful childhood, but baby, there's a lot inside of you that needs to be processed and felt. That inner child wants to be held and seen. And she doesn't mean, and he doesn't mean to react like this and be impulsive like this, but it's like, as an adult now, as a conscious adult, you have to become aware of why you move the way you do so you don't affect people with your triggers, right? You gotta process that. You gotta process that and give yourself grace and compassion, okay? Because vulnerability to a lot of us is a threat. And that's why these messages for me are so releasing, because it's like I have built up so much trust with myself to express this on the internet to people for a higher good, though, because I always intend that, like, yo, if there's anything that I could do with my vulnerability is to express myself and hopefully be a mirror for someone to recognize their faults, to acknowledge their pain, to love themselves a little deeper, to just do something, to have an impact, right? And if that's what my vulnerability can create, then I'm gonna keep being vulnerable, because that's for a higher good. And avoidance for us, while vulnerability for us is like a threat, it's like avoidance is kind of like the insurance policy. Oh my God, like, why are people calling me? I'm sorry, like, it's just so annoying. Like, I can't do it right now. And this is someone where it's like, if I don't answer, they're gonna be like, why? I know you're always on your phone. It's like, dude, I'm busy. I'm making a video. Like, I'm sorry. All right, let me lock in again. Oh my God, bro. What was I saying? Avoidance policy, car. Okay. Where does this all come from? Right? A lot of us were not avoidant for any reason. We're not avoidant for no reason. We became avoidant because a lot of us raised ourselves emotionally, okay? A lot of our physical needs were met, but when it came to emotional needs, neglected, completely overlooked, or just like, yeah, you're a lot. Get out my face. You're too much. I had a crazy day at work, and you're sitting here like, yeah, no, go to your room, right? A lot of us had to anticipate our parents' reactions. I know for me, it was like, if I had a good day at school, I wanted to tell my mom. She came through that door. I sensed her energy. It was like, yeah, maybe not today, right? Let me go to my room. Let me go journal this day. Because I know the energy I'm about to give her, I'm not going to be met with that same energy back. And that was, and it's so crazy to like really see the growth. Like, yo, I've been intuitive my whole life. I've been an empath my whole life. I just didn't know. I've always been cognizant, and I always had to be hyper aware and hyper vigilant of my mom's emotions and everyone's emotions now, because that's how I was conditioned. And it's something that I don't really want to break out of, because it's helped me a lot, that pattern recognition, but it's still something that you have to find balance with, and a lot of us had to minimize ourselves in order to maintain peace. A lot of us had to hide our needs to avoid conflict or rejection. And a lot of us had to be very strong, independent, or unbothered to survive. Do you know how good I've got at being unbothered, at portraying the emotion of unbothered, even though inside I'm feeling everything? Do you understand that? Do you understand how much of a skill it is to be able to look at someone dead like this, looking mad calm? On the inside, though, it's turmoil. I'm feeling everything. I'm feeling everything. It's a skill. It's a skill. A lot of us adults, emotionally avoidant adults, are just children who were emotionally alone for too long. Give yourself compassion and grace. Give yourself compassion and grace. That's all you can do, my love. It's all you can do. We're not explosive because we're unstable. People could perceive us to be unstable, something flawed, overly flawed. But it's really just because, like, our emotions were never held. And so when our inner child feels that way, we go back, we allow our triggers to take over, and we go back into that space we got to be the adult now. We got to parent that inner child. We got to be the parent to our inner child that our parents never were to the inner child, right? Like, you got to welcome your emotions. A lot of us have become very self-contained because we never felt safe being seen. Unleash it. Unleash it all. We want to see it. Unleash it. Unleash the beast. Unleash the beast. It's your time. Avoidant people, what I want everyone to know, if you're someone who doesn't struggle with avoidant tendencies, avoidant people are not cold, okay? They aren't distant and they are not hard to love. Please, I know it may feel like that, but avoidant people, avoidance, they are not cold people. They are not distant and they are not hard to love. They are overflowing with emotion. Overflowing with it. They just do not trust anyone to hold it. And it's not an excuse. It is just what it is. It's something that we need to do. We need to work on trusting ourselves, to hold ourselves in 444 in the clock. We need to hold our emotions. We need to trust ourselves to be able to hold our emotions before we can allow anyone to hold our emotions for us. And we're learning this now. We're beginning to crack open. This is the video where you will begin to crack open, because now you're beginning to become aware of the pattern, which means that you're already healing it, okay? Your progress, a lot of times progress, it looks like the compound effect. You ain't never gonna really feel progress, see progress, until one day it's like you are progress, and it's like, whoa, okay. I feel different, period, right? Act like you know this is not an overnight thing. As long as you're still on this earth, you got mad work to do. Be compassionate in the process. A lot of us, we're not avoidant. You're not avoidant because something is wrong with you. You're not avoidant because you learned. No, here we go. What did I say? Oh, yeah, that's facts. A lot of us, like, we're avoidant because that was the safest way for us to exist. I know, like, for me, when I was at home, being avoidant was safe. It meant that I wasn't going to be judged. I wasn't going to be shamed. I wasn't going to be yelled at for being me. So I just stopped talking. Like, literally from my childhood, like, I really just stopped talking. Like, I got tired of feeling like I needed to walk on eggshells in my own house with someone that I loved. So to avoid that, I just stopped talking. And I'm ready to, like, not act like that anymore. I'm ready to, I'm just ready. And I don't even know what I'm ready for, but I'm ready to embody who I really am. That intuitive little girl, that empath little girl. Any empath who, I saw this tweet today, it was like, any empath stepping into their villain era right now is like, fuck, what was it? It had to do with like empath and villain era. Basically, like, don't blame yourself for it. Everything in your life has led you to step into this villain era, which is really just you becoming a weapon. Not allowing your empathy to be weaponized against you, and allowing your empathy to be a weapon, because no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You need to act like you know, baby, that this is your show, baby. You wanna pull some cards, baby? Let me pull some cards just to wrap it up for some final clarity. I know I had way more stuff to say. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. An inner child healing required. Please, I love when this happens. We all die in the end. It's not that serious, for real. Word to everything. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. What did I say about letting go? Let go to attract better. Bridges burn, tables turn. Lessons learned, bridges burn, tables turn. Whatever they say, just to make me stay. And a lot of people are gonna have stuff to say. It's because you chose not to stay. They're gonna have a lot of stuff to say, but it's only because you chose to walk away. Yo, am I a rapper? Like, the rhyming is so unintentionally. Like I said, putting yourself first doesn't always feel good, but it's necessary. Do it now. Act like you know. And this is in relation to a soul contract, in relation to these deep connections that you have felt these past year. This past year was painful. It was rough. Made you raw. Ripped the Band-Aid off and took some skin off with it. I'm talking about you had stitches in it, and the universe ripped the stitches from the wound and left the wound gaping open, dripping blood. But don't you know your body loves you? Your body healed itself. because you're designed to do that. You're a superpower by nature. You're a superhero by nature. You have powers by nature. The same universe that sent these people to open these wounds is the same universe that allowed a soul, your soul, to enter into a body, a human vessel that is designed to heal itself. You are the medicine, you are the purpose, you are the walking tower moment. Understand that. You need to understand that. All of us have power. All of us have power. All of us have power. You need to tell me I can scrape my knee and that skin is going to regenerate itself? That's power. Innate power by nature. A lot of womb magic just came up. Gratitude could solve this card and that protection card at the top of the deck. Womb magic. Ooh, splitting the deck on that. I'm telling y'all, when I get to talking about a specific situation, I swear on everything I love, bro, my intuition trumps every experience that I've ever had. My intuition trumps every experience that I've ever had with certain people. Remove your energy and call back your power. They know what they've been doing, and trust they will be dealt with. You must act like you know you are divinely protected, and you have always been divinely protected. Divinely protected. Come on now. Come on now. Let me clear this up. What's coming in for the next? I heard 24 hours. I don't like to give that, and I don't know why I even just said that, but I'll follow through with it. Because I don't like to be a prophet like that. But, like I said, that engagement ring again, the completion card right here. Come on now. Completion. Completion, expect shifts, revelation, this passion card. New love interest could be coming in, could be linking with someone, could be having fun, expressing yourself with someone from a deeper but more open level. You could just find yourself talking to someone new, but it's like you've always known them, or they may just like see you in a different way. They may just like your soul, your energy, your frequency may just take to them naturally, intuitively. And this isn't something that you need to question. It may come in very fast. Yep, this ascending card. It may come in very fast, but it's all a part of your ascension. That I just heard information. So like even information could come in very fast. You could be, something could be revealed to you. Yeah, this watching, looking card at the bottom of the deck. People could be watching, talking, like I said, gaslighting, which I was like, why do you allow these people to manipulate you? Like in real life, don't allow people to manipulate you. You live the circumstance too. You live the circumstance, you experience what you experience from your identity when it happened. I just heard, again, like, and it could be in relation to me, unique series of events. Again, someone just letting you know what's up. Like someone just calling you, letting you know what's up, letting you know how they feel. But it could, I just feel like whatever the call is, whatever the text is, it's going to wrap up a cycle. It's going to close out a cycle that you have been intentionally keeping open, knowing damn well you need to close the hell off. This is the universe's way of coming in to reopen that wound because it knows that you're strong enough to close it and heal yourself. Like I said, stop the pattern. Yeah, stop the pattern. It's definitely something's coming in for you to reopen something, reopen a wound. And it might not, the thing about it is that this wound is going to reopen, but it's not going to sting as bad. It's not going to hurt as bad because what did I just tell you? You give meaning to what this wound means. You give meaning to everything in your life. Everything. So decide what this means for you. Decide how you're going to go and how you're going to act moving forward. I cannot make it up. 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 I'm telling y'all. The boat card, you're going to be receiving exactly what you need in order to move on, and allow your ego to sit down for this one. Release your ego's plan for how you think this information, what you think this person is going to look like, anything. Release your ego's plan. That clarity is coming in. Clarity, truth, revelation, protection, power, clarity. That's exactly what you're going to be gaining. You must act like you know, baby. You manifested this. You manifested this. Very fast. Like I said, that lightning card has been coming out. Shocking news, sudden change, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Expect to feel a little different. And it's nothing major. It's just something light. Because remember, it could be catastrophic if you allow your reactions and your triggers. If you allow this situation could feel catastrophic for you, and it could feel like a setback if you allow your triggers to react to it. If you feel through your triggers and then allow your conscious mind to give meaning to what this is for you, you won't be good. You won't be good. Trust and believe that. What did I say about that snake card? What did I say about that snake card? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Listen to your intuition. If you feel like someone ain't for you, if you feel like someone's weird, if you feel like, you better go in the other direction. Honor it. Abundance is near. Abundance is yours. Abundance is your birthright, and it is your middle name, first and last. Okay? Act like you know this is exactly what you're headed towards. This is exactly what the universe has been preparing you for, has been urging you to make space for. That's why you've been experiencing an identity shift, an identity shock, an identity release, this ascending card. And it's because what you're manifesting requires a new identity of you in order to align with it. You're getting exactly what you asked for. Never forget that. Through all the pain, this year was a 9 year. It was hard. It was very transformational. It was very revealing. Right? Very revealing. But this is exactly what you asked for. You asked for growth. Do not be surprised when the universe has challenged the hell out of you. Because this is what you are. You are the phoenix rising. Phoenix, you're transforming. It's a new phase. It's a new phase. You need to act like you know that this is your show. As always, it's your girl, Mo. So let's go. All through yourself. Can't make it up. Yeah, and book that call today. Book that call today at the bottom of the deck. Act like you know, baby, that this is your show. 444 confirmation could be significant for someone. That this is your show. It's your girl, Mo. As always, I hope this video found you very, very, very well. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Be safe.